Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 12. Moving down to the lower bracket now, we're going to cast semifinals, I guess. Only one between Arekharak and Void Warrior. It's hard to say, because the lower bracket was only 3 people this time. Gonna be Soban versus Conef. Spicy matchup. I'm hoping to see some sick plays here. Let's check our info.txt and see what the picks were. If I can find it here real quick. So, let's see. Void Warrior is this guy, first off. Oh my gosh, I'm having a stroke. There we go. So he had the faction pick first, he takes Conef. I think he's got, like, no funds colors, by the way. Is that true? Well, I mean, I don't know if Conef actually just doesn't have a stripe if they're that ugly. Hard to say. Maybe it's just, like, the blue on blue. Anyway, he grabs Conef, and then Arekharak takes Soban. And Void Warrior takes Kalash Teeth for game 1, so we'll see if he's got something planned here. I think probably Arekharak is the favorite for this series, but it's not totally clear. But I think Void Warrior has had a lot of things that he needs to clean up from his play. Didn't do terribly well in the group stage, so we'll be keeping our eyes on Arekharak here. As he does have LEV Fab done. Gonna start building them as well. Typically, we've seen him kind of just guard them around the base runner, which I don't really like. You know, it's better to, you know, attack with them if you're going to build them, and otherwise just go eco. We'll see if he's taking that to heart here. Void Warrior is getting ref mode, so he's going to go for the economy route. Good to get Sandskimmer Fab as fast as you can now. He'll probably do that. I typically retire the base runner on Gelzi and Conef, but definitely for Conef, there's thoughts to using the blast drones, but not going to build any of those just yet. I think it can even be fine. I know this was a very meta build in the last patch to make like 5 LAVs and then a support cruiser and use those LAVs to poke your opponent, but it's all about the execution, right? I mean, just having the units is not really good. It's using the units that really makes that kind of build work. And like I always say, it's a nice touch to take one of these guys off of RUs and move him over here, because you can see he does end up floating quite a lot, but that's pretty standard if you have the saturation like this. Very, very hard to spend those RUs. And yeah, we do have Sandskimmer Fab done for Void Warrior. And he's got the money, it looks like, whoa, to make another PC, but I can tell off this base runner he's pop capped. Oh, he's not anymore. Did he lose pop? I don't understand how that happened. Anyway, Railgun Tech gonna come out, actually. Build isn't good due to pop cap change. Okay, I see. Yeah, I found in my games, like, PopCap kept coming up to bite me. When I was going SC first or whatever, you know, I'd start looking at the timing for the second SC, and it was like, oh, I'm at PopCap. The thing is, like, for Galzi and Conef, the Fleet Cap 45 is really, really cheap now. I think, like, we need to rethink some of the old guidelines of builds, like, say, a Soul Chip Rush, where you don't want to get Fleet Cap 45 if you can avoid it. I'm not sure if that's true anymore, because it's just so cheap. I don't think it really matters. By the way, this is pretty good for Arekharak. Note he got Armor 1. You can actually tell when your opponent techs that because his things flash blue for a moment, but it'd be good for Void Warrior to pull back and try and get back to the carrier here, because you can see he's going to lose salvagers on this base, so you don't really gain anything for being here. It's better to pull back and just try and stay alive first. Always good to use those missiles too if you can try and land some lucky hits on the LEDs. Yeah. But like, you know, the numbers still check out if you like have, I think you can have 8 salvagers and 3 assault ships and you don't end up hitting 45, but it's just kind of not worth it because, you know, you can get the upgrade so easily. It just doesn't really cost much. This PC, by the way, probably gonna fall. So he's teching into a Soul Chip Fab, and I don't really like it. When you have a tech already, you kind of just need to stick with the tech. Oh, can he smoke this? Oh, man. Hey, that was actually pretty close. Second PC pops, though. I mean, it's not, like, absolutely game over, but it's definitely not good for Void Warrior. But yeah, if you've already got a tech, I think you just need to build that unit. You can tech into the other one, but you've really got to be building here. Void Warrior's big problem right now is that he's not responding to the threat, so you just want to make sure you keep making units. And power up that carrier, too. The missile system is good, so... Yeah, but he knows what's going on. He's gonna GG out here. That PC was gonna fall, and the game is just kind of forfeit from there. Alright, well, it's a pretty clean win from Voidware, and it's exactly what I wanted him to do, is go and attack with those LEVs. Excellent, yes. Very good. Let's jump into game 2, see if he does it again. And obviously the players are not fighting for their, not fighting for prize money here, but they are fighting for the honor of being in the lower bracket finals. That's always something you'll want to do. Face up against Kao Shmao in a battle to the death. It's gonna be Shallow's ult for game 2, by the way. Now these two picks are from Arek. He grabs that and then Boneyard. And then Void Warrior picks Firebase and Arek picks Canyon. That would be the ace match. And Shallow's can be a bit of an odd map. I designed this one myself, so I won't hear any criticism of it. No, I'm just kidding. It's a map where, you know, early aggro is difficult because you're still up on these high ground positions, and you can come around through this rock, but it's very easy to get trapped by the carrier, so. But, you know, it doesn't really tend to result in, like, 3-base games, because it's very easy to attack as well after you get into the mid-game. So we'll see how this goes. LEV Fab coming out for Arekharak again, by the way. It's just like what he did last game. This thing just got struck by lightning, by the way. Did you know, by the way, since this game is kind of a slow start, figure I might as well tell you some fun facts. The reason a lightning rod is shaped like a point is because it makes it easy for charges to dissipate from it. And that means that charge flows through the lightning rod without building up a big potential difference, which means that it can't create a lightning strike. So the purpose of a lightning rod is not to get hit over and over again, it's to stop lightning from hitting. And I think people don't really know that. So that's kind of interesting. This is why, you know, lightning is more likely to strike in a field than in a forest, right? Because, you know, a field is flat, which means that it doesn't transfer charges very well, so the difference builds up very big and then lightning strikes. But in a forest, you know, the trees can help dissipate the charge because they're pointy. Less likely to strike. Not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously, you know, lightning strikes forests all the time, but it's definitely a lot less frequent. Just thought you'd like to know. Yes, you are pointy. You are pointy. So exactly, the best idea is to hide under a tree. Yeah, A-Game's got it. Especially if you're in a field and you can find, like, a tree, you should go hide under that tree and then rub oil over your body, actually. That helps a lot. So that's the best way to do it. Railgun Fab, by the way. What am I talking about? Anyway, Railgun Fab is coming out for Void Warrior here. He's got ref mode done. And, yeah, kind of similar to what we saw last game, but he's got more skims, so he knows he's getting attacked again. I mean, in principle, I don't like the idea of just building skims and waiting for your opponent to come to you, but it is what happened, so it's going to be convenient for him. And, he does have that tech finished in just a moment here, so he can build some assault rails, and that always makes it a lot easier to hold off the, LAVs. Now, note the blast drone here. I think that's really key in this fight. He needs to make sure that the blast drone doesn't get killed by the LAVs, but they can help him zone them off. So, you know, your opponent can't just drive in there and take a fight. I mean, even now, I think he's outnumbered, right? So, well, it's 8-8, it looks like. But he's got all the upgrades. He would win that fight on paper, but blast drone's a big threat. So, definitely worth watching out. But then again, there's another really impactful ability from the base runner here of the Saban player, and he can drop that targeting jammer. So it's not clear-cut who would win this fight. I think it really just comes down to execution. I feel like Void Warrior's got to be a little afraid there, because like Arekharak has generally been executing better than him, so you know, definitely you get a bit nervous taking a fight that you know could go either way. Missile ship tech coming out, by the way. There's no hint of fighter and gunship here, so it's a little bit unfortunate to grab that tech. But he's gonna lock it in. Again, I think assault railguns would be really good here, but yeah, he's building sandskimmers, it looks like. Second blast drone finishes, by the way. That's not gonna work though, unfortunately. Yeah, he just kind of sends it in on its own. So. Oh no, you can't stand here. Ah! Oh, he's taking so much damage. Okay, he's got another blast drone, though. He's got to bring this guy in. Oh, dear. Yeah, just one lapse of judgment. And even if this thing hits now... Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, I take it all back. That actually did a lot of damage, but still, holy moly. Void Warrior's going to be feeling good about that one, though. Not as good as he could have been, but still pretty good about it. That was a lot of damage, man. I mean, I figured it was like they've got armor too, so they're not gonna die all the way. But I guess that's not true. Ouch. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, but he's got flex tape. Don't worry. Not that it matters much on Karok, but did you know that flex tape even works underwater? Think about that. I sawed this carrier in half to demonstrate the power of flex tape. Ooh, I don't know about this. Well, he's kind of making it work here. Yeah, I guess that's just the upgrade disparity just being way too far in his favor here. He doesn't have the damage ups yet, but still, he can take that fight 3v3, even though he's got a lot of damage, as it were, done onto his LAVs to start it. Can't win everything, though. Void Warrior does manage to finish off those LAVs. And I must say, you know, Arekharak has not really been macroing off the back of this, so he's kind of weak right now. I mean, this is a window for Void Warrior to attack, I think. But, you know, you might be too nervous to do it, knowing how that last fight went. And that's a dangerous thing, you know. You can't be afraid in DOK. Because as they say, fear is the mind killer. Yeah, it looks like that window is kind of closing here, but it's not closed yet. He does have 2 PCs, but again, he's floating a lot of CUs here. He's not building as much as he should, and this is kind of what was a big problem of his in the last game. Base Runner's here with the TJ, by the way, but Void Warrior, or sorry, Arekharak is really being careful not to get hit by that blast drone. Oh! Oh my gosh, it made contact there, but he just didn't hit the button. Oh gosh. That's unfortunate. I think that was just the guard order, so it wasn't going to fire until he actually, like, hit D. And it looks like Arekharak is moving his carrier like he wants to posture up to 3 base. It's a little dangerous right now. He does really have a big numbers disadvantage on the field. So, I mean, it'd be good if you would get that production upgrade first and get the Sandskimmer majority, I think. But, well, it's not Sandskimmers exactly, but you get what I'm saying. Still, though, again, he's winning these fights, despite being really outnumbered here, because there's no upgrades from Void Warrior. Just now taking damage 1, but Arekharak is going to finish damage 2 in the meantime. Big Storm is going to go and extract. Yeah, like if it had touched them, it would have blown up with the guard order, but if it doesn't, like, touch them, which is not very easy to do, it'll just kind of do nothing. Denied the base runner, by the way, so that's not going to go out. But Void Warrior's built another base runner. He's going to try to extract again. And I think that'll sort of cue Arekharak to push into him again. But there are heavy railguns here. See, that just doesn't seem like the play. You know there's not really anything that your heavy railguns are going to be fighting against. Arekharak does have railgun fab, but he's not built any, so... And if he did, it's kind of like, well, what are they going to do against skims? I mean, really, usually the way we transition away from the Strikecraft battles is with, like, armor or with some late game tech like HGC. And again, he's still winning these fights here with the upgrade advantage. The Space Runner is going to melt as well. He already has used his smoke, so he can't use that. It's a little sad when they die with something in the queue. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the Base Runner smoke, so I guess he actually used it to try and save himself at the end there. It's a little sad when the Base Runner dies with a Blast Drone in its queue, because you just lose that money permanently, but... Actually, that's the same for any unit which produces. So if you have like a PC that's dying, you should cancel the units that it's making. Little known facts about DOK. And yeah, Arekharak is fully saturating now. He's making a Sport Cruiser. I'd love to see that carrier production upgrade, because he does still have threats of getting outproduced by the skims. And eventually, Void Warrior will catch up with the upgrades, although it does take a lot of time. But Mag Excel is teching, though, and he doesn't actually have any railguns yet. I think it's kind of a bad idea, but we'll give it a look. Uh-oh. Okay, well, they're going to start this fight. This looks fine to me. But Void Warrior doesn't really want to commit to this. He wants to just poke with the railguns here. Assault railguns are much better at this role, but see, on that chase there, he lost like 4, and I think he had only killed 2, so it's definitely a good idea to not, you know, chase into the LAVs unless you've got some way to catch up to them. It's very, very dangerous. Arek's got the boost, you know, he can outspeed you for a small amount of time, so. And like I said, assault railguns are really good because they've got the accuracy. And they will really do a number against LAVs, and they don't have to get in range, which is kind of the big deal. Takes a lot of practice, though. The Strikecraft fights in DOK are really nuanced, and I love that about them. They're really fun. Note the float, by the way. Void Warrior could definitely make like another PC here, and it'd be good to get on 3-base too, but yeah, he definitely has a lot of money to spend. Oh gosh, that is a beautiful targeting jammer. Jeez. Yeah, and this is no good now. Because starting that fight with half your units not firing. Oh, and he's retreating through it as well. This is a lot of heavy railguns here, but the LAVs can just kill them if they want to. But it looks like Arek is not going to jump on the bit just yet. Yeah, he's got the high ground here. This is not really where Arek wants to fight, I don't think. Gonna drop the offensive ALM here. It's very offensive. Very offensive. Yeah, you can see the sand skimmers just kind of melt away, but the railguns are getting thinned out too, so they are kind of wiping each other, but still, you're gonna have to favor Arek here. He's got more of the carrier power, and he can build his army back faster, I think. Carrier production upgrade would be a big deal, though. Yeah, that's a lot of railguns going down. I think at this point he's kind of overcommitting with the LAVs, though, because he's lost the whole blob now, but yeah, he will start rebuilding. And the carrier's actually not powered up for weapons, but in Jaraci patch you really want to power these up. They're pretty beefy. No, I said on this. That's very different. It's very different. 4th artifact extracts, by the way. I don't think he's gonna need that win condition. He's probably just gonna finish the carrier off now. Void Warrior's got some power, but he isn't powered up here. By the way, like, in that fight there, if he had his carrier here lobbing missiles over, that's a really good thing. Shallows is, on paper, a pretty good match for Con F. But yeah, it's not really... he's not really using his carrier very much at all here. Excuse me. You know, he's got nowhere to run here either. I mean, he doesn't really have the health point pool to, like, get through this way. But that would be futile anyway. Running is not gonna solve your problems most of the time in DOK. And yeah, LAVs just dive through, they kill the railguns, and that should be a done deal. Yeah, but again, when you're queuing up this many units, you really should get the production upgrade, because units in the queue just means money that you've spent, but you don't get any reward for it. So you definitely want to be spending as fast as you can. To do that, you got to build more production lines, usually. Hello, Houston. Welcome to the crib. Yes, in life, if you just run from your problems, you'll always be happy. So, DOK is kind of inaccurate that way. Yeah, Void Warrior does fall. As I pause to take a sip on my drink, as the legend himself would always say. And we'll jump into game 3. Inbound. Oh! Houston followed. No, he subbed. Oh my gosh. Oh. Beautiful. I'm making so much money. Kind of. Alright. Game 3 is on the Boneyard. Yeah, how come Descara never subs to me? Huh? Wait, what is that icon by his head? Prime Gaming. Oh man.
Air units inbound.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, he's done it. Wow. Well, there you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Wait, Denmark couldn't use the Prime sub? That's weird. And you're not even Danish. That's just terrible. Uh-oh, what's going on over here? Oh no, we have idle selves. Oh dear. Yeah, you really want to fix this as fast as you can. Because gambling is bad. Very bad. Not like channel points really matter, but... yeah, these selves definitely want to get mining. This is not good. This is a long time to not have any RU income. It's gonna hurt. I mean, eventually he needs to get tech. I mean, even ref mode takes RU, so this ain't good. This is like in Star Wars Episode 1, when Anakin's pod racer won't start. That's what it's like. Mood. But see, that's like on a desert planet, and this is like a desert planet, you know? You can thank Dune for that. I kind of want to watch the original Dune now, the one from 1984. Even though I've heard it's terrible, but I have to see for myself. Hey, look at that! He got the guys mining. Yes, no more strike. Union busting over here. Yeah, like the way that they did like the shields, for example, is so goofy looking, right? Like, you know, they wanted it to look like it was CG, but they didn't actually make it in CG. And so it has this bizarre look to it. Oh, that was close. We didn't quite get the detonation off there. Actually, this is a great fight, actually, for Arek at this point. That was close, though. I mean, Void Warrior almost had the detonation. I think he just didn't press D. Yeah, yeah. It's quite a mind-boggling decision, you know. But well, that's what it is. I see the truth of it. Isn't that what Paul says when the Reverend Mother is like describing the test to him? It's like in the new Dune, like that scene was just freaking sick, you know. And in the old one, it's very silly. He cheered. Wow. I've never been on a hype train before. That's pretty cool. I think I have like a funny sound set for when someone like donates money, but it's never happened. So. This is a pretty good trading, but it's always a little awkward on Boneyard because that dune there can often like block your vision. Another blast drone pops out here. I mean, there's maybe a window to like jump up with smoke, but it's not easy to get that working. Well, goes for the play there, but he doesn't quite make it. I'm looking back at the base because you want to see what Arek is doing on the back of this. He's expanding up to 3, so that's really good. If you can hold your opponent down on 2 and expand up to 3 at the same time, you're doing really well. If you can kill his second while you expand up to 3, man, you're just killing it. Oh my gosh, everyone's subscribing today. That's awesome. Do I really have that gift for when someone subs? That's pretty funny. And actually he's teching heavy vehicles armor, but he's just getting railguns, I guess. Never hurts to be proactive. That's the second extraction, by the way, for Arek. The cough. It's real. I've got to get in shape before the 11th. I've got another jiu-jitsu tournament there. Can't be doing that when you're coughing. Okay, now that's just offensive, alright? I take issue with that. Oh. Yeah, by the way, Arek is not only on 3 base, but he's actually unlocking right now. But, would be good to see him build some railguns too. Because, you know, these soul chips are out. And I like the play. It's just a good, you know, game finisher. I kind of like getting the mobility upgrade too. Yeah, look, a railgun, nice. Just because it gets you across the map faster. But it's kind of expensive, so... not always the best thing to get. You know, I mean, that's really kind of telling, isn't it, that we're like 7 minutes in, but we're just now getting fleet cap 65. It's not really how the game is usually played. And there's no armor on these soul chips either, it looks like, so they actually don't hold up as well to LAVs as you'd think. Not that these guys are going to beat that army, but with a railgun in tow, they might well do it. So. Yeah, I don't know if I have any info. I really feel sketchy about that, you know what I mean? Like, having my web browser store my credit card info, it's like, oh, I don't like that, but... at the same time, I know it's probably never going to be a problem, but it still kind of freaks me out. An extra euro? What the... that's just ridiculous. Freaking Amazon. Jeff Bezos, what a crack up. There's artifact number 3, by the way. This carrier's gonna have a decent amount of power. Again, I really like it in the weapons. This Savon carrier does damage. Yeah, railguns are in a good position here, and like nominally, you know, because assault chips are faster by 1 point of speed. Okay, I take it back. That's definitely not it. But yeah, you know, nominally, like, you can jump on them with the assault chips, but if you've got that long of a run up, it's just never really gonna happen. I think AAVs do better at that because they have the smoke to get up there, which you're seeing now, by the way, just to try and keep the LAVs alive. And a couple heavy railguns for Void Warrior, too. How much till I get my payday? I think actually only about $20 left, so I don't know. Yeah, Descara has the first badge. Boom. You got beaten to the punch. Be faster next time, man. You sleeped. You weeped. And these rails actually have got a spot of high ground here too, which is just icing on the cake. But, you know, this transition to AVs is actually pretty nice because he's got armor 3. And AVs are going to fight these assault chips even better, especially with the armor break from the railguns, which has been buffed in this version of the patch, by the way. Wait, oh my gosh, it's really been buffed. I thought it went from 4 to 5, it went from 4 to 7. Wow. Anyway, there's GG. Void Warrior doesn't want any more of this, he knows where he's going. And that's going to be the game, so Arek is going to take that 3-0. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one.